Welcome to the World News on VOP TV. I am Kayla Abraham. A Chinese fishing boat operating in the Indian Ocean has capsized with 39 people missing. A Chinese state broadcaster said the accident happened around 3 a.m. on Tuesday. The report says the crew includes 17 from China, 17 from Indonesia, and 5 from the Philippines. Chinese Presidents Xi Jinping and Prime Minister Li Qiang have ordered Chinese diplomats abroad as well as the Agriculture and Transportation Ministries to assist in the search for survivors. No word was given on the cause of the capsizing. Australia, Indonesia, and the Philippines have also expressed their willingness to join in the search. Indonesia's National Search and Rescue Agency said the capsizing occurred about 2,900 miles northwest of Australia. Several ships and an Australian Defence Force P-8A Poison aircraft have been searching the area. The Indian Ocean stretches from South Asia and the Arabian Peninsula to East Africa and Western Australia. No survivors or life rafts have been spotted. The Philippine Coast Guard Command Center said on Wednesday that it was monitoring the situation and coordinating with the Chinese embassy in Manila, as well as search and rescue teams operating near the vessel's last known location. The Australian Maritime Safety Authority said it was coordinating the search in what it called a remote location in the Indian Ocean, about 5,000 kilometers northwest of the coastal city of Perth. It said the agency received a distress beacon signal from the fishing vessel at about 5:30 a.m. Tuesday Australian time, and that the weather conditions in the area on Tuesday were extreme but had improved by Wednesday. The Basque Regional Security Department has said that 2 people, a man and a woman, died in an explosion in the town of Orejo in northern Spain on Tuesday. A department spokesperson said the blast took place around 5:30 p.m. local time in the fishing town of around 6,000 people near the border with France, and there was no indication at the time that any other people had been hurt. A witness said police had cordoned off an area around a sidewalk bench where the blast occurred next to a children's playground. Images from the scene showed 2 dead bodies, one sitting on a bench and one lying on the pavement in a pool of blood. There were few signs of an explosion, with the bench, shrubs behind it, and a bin nearby apparently undamaged. EFE News Agency reported the preliminary investigation pointed towards a package held by one of the victims being the source of the explosion. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un has approved the plan to launch the country's first military spy satellite and vowed to exercise just right to self-defense to defend his country. Korean Central News Agency reported that Kim met with the non-permanent satellite launch preparatory committee for launching the military first reconnaissance satellite and inspected the spy satellite, which is ready for loading on Tuesday. Kim, while stressing the strategic nature of possessing military reconnaissance satellites, accused the U.S. and South Korea of escalating confrontational moves against his country. The agency reported that Kim, more desperately the U.S. imperialist and South Korean puppet villains, escalate their confrontational moves against the DPRK. The more fairly, squarely, and offensively, the DPRK will exercise its sovereignty and just right to self-defense to deter them and defend the country. Kim said the policy of his party is to bolster the defense capabilities and develop the space, military, science, and technology of the country. He added that to successfully launch the military reconnaissance satellite is an urgent requirement of the prevailing security environment of the country. Last month, Kim, during his visit to the National Aerospace Space Development Administration, North Korea's Space Development Agency, ordered preparation for the launching of the military spy satellite. Tensions in the Korean Peninsula remain high after Pyongyang's recent missiles test and U.S. and South Korea joint military drills. Gunmen have reportedly killed 4 persons in Amiyi Eke Ochuche communities of Ogbaru local government in Anambra. Speaking on the incident, Ikenga Tochukwu, the police spokesman in Anambra, said the gunmen attacked the convoy convoying staff of the United States consulate. He said the hoodlums murdered 2 of the PMF operatives and 2 staffs of the consulate, adding that the bodies of the victims were set ablaze by the gunmen. Security forces have embarked on a rescue operation in Ogbaru following an attack on the convoy of staff of U.S. consulate. Also, the murderers, on citing the responding joint security forces, abducted 2 police operatives, the driver of the second vehicle, and took their heels. No U.S. citizen was in the convoy. The U.S. mission in Nigeria have also confirmed the incident, noting that the security of their personnel is paramount. The head of the Sovereign Council and Commander-in-Chief of the Sudanese Army has sacked 4 generals who were on secondment to the paramilitary rapid support forces 1 month after the outbreak of war in the country. General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan relieved Major General Osman Mohammed Hamid Mohammed, Major General Hassan Mayub al-Fadel Abdel Hamid, Brigadier General Abshir Gebri Balali, and Brigadier General Omer Hamdan Ahmed Hamad from their positions. On April 16, al-Burhan ended the assignment of army officers seconded to the RSF and ordered them to return to their respective armies. However, the 4 generals disobeyed the order and continued to serve in the paramilitary force. The 4 dismissed generals held crucial positions within the RSF command structure. Major General Hamid Mohammed was in charge of military operations in the Rapid Support Forces. Major General Al-Fadel Abdel Hamid served as the director of ISF Commander's Office. Brigadier General Balayel led the mobile force that closed Sudan's border with the Central African Republic in January. And Brigadier General Ahmed Hamad is currently heading the RSF negotiating team in the Jeddah negotiations. When the leader of the former regime established the RSF, he decided to second over 500 officers to train and manage the paramilitary force, which was initially designed to combat rebel groups across the country. Earlier this month, Hemeti stated that he had been betrayed by 480 army officers who were tasked with training his forces shortly after the conflict with the army began. He mentioned that only 4 generals remained loyal to him. The fighting between the regular army and the RSF in the Sudanese capital has entered its 5th week, with neither side appearing to achieve a clear victory. Meanwhile, the international community is working towards bringing the 2 sides to sign a humanitarian truce. At least 86 Palestinians were injured on Wednesday in clashes with the Israeli army during a raid on the city of Nablus in the northern occupied West Bank. The Palestine Red Crescent Society PRCS said in a statement that the Palestine Red Crescent Society staff dealt with 86 injuries during clashes that broke out between Palestinians and the Israeli army in the vicinity of Joseph's Tomb, east of Nablus. The PRCS added that among injuries, there was a serious injury due to live bullets, 5 serious injuries due to metal bullets and gas canisters, and 80 others due to tear gas inhalation. Clashes between young Palestinians and the Israeli army broke out early Wednesday morning when Israeli forces raided the Joseph's Tomb area east of Nablus. Iraq's Interior Ministry said major clashes took place between Iraq's federal police and an Iran-backed militia in the Dora area south of the capital city of Baghdad early on Monday, with several police forces wounded. Iraqi Interior Ministry Security Media Department said in a statement on Tuesday announced that security forces accompanying Baghdad municipality teams were attacked while they were removing illegal buildings and public properties in the Dora area without identifying the intent of the attackers. 2 police officers were slightly injured following clashes with the attackers, who were later arrested. Video clips posted online on Twitter by Iraqi social media users showed an officer from Iraq's federal police forces bleeding amid heavy gunfire. Twitter users claimed that the attackers were affiliated with Kata'ib Hezbollah, or Brigades of the Party of God, an Iranian-backed Shia paramilitary group in Iraq. Azerbaijan has arrested at least 9 citizens allegedly working for the special services of Iran and Armenia. The Azerbaijani Interior Ministry said in a statement on Tuesday that 7 members of the Revenge 313 group, Ergun Agayev, Ruslan Aliyev, Yusuf Mirzayev, Ervin Jafarov, Savalan Husenli, Bilal Sujadinli, Maharamali Musayev, as well as other members of the group, were detained and submitted for investigation. It added that members of the group wrote radical religious slogans on the streets near government buildings and shared their images on social media with the aim of creating confusion among citizens. The ministry also mentioned Rafullah Akhundzadeh and his son Al-Masal Akhundzadeh, who cooperated with the Iranian special services to organize armed riots in the country in order to forcefully change the constitutional structure of Azerbaijan. He added that the 2 people worked to organize assassination attempt and devised a plan to establish gangs through secret groups on messaging apps. Akhundzadeh, it said, also planned to take members of the group to Iran for military training and illegal armed extremist organizations in the name of receiving religious education. In a separate statement, Azerbaijan's State Security Service said 2 other citizens, Rashad Ahmadov and Rojvan Musa Amirov, were arrested. And that's a wrap on the world news on VOP TV. I am Kayla Abraham, and thanks for watching.